Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, Mushy Mark dips his well-hung wick, then finds the new apple of his eye. Whingy Wade as Palpatine suggests Steed Seed and propounds paleontology. Barbecuing Bob likes his sauce on boobies, breaks his basement fridge, and the frustration flares, then marvels at Metmo and marbles. From the mother tongue to buying ass. Yes! It's time for Bob's Fridge, Part 2. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
I'm writing a decorative Distractible score at the top.
With all your colors?
I'm trying to. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm not looking at the camera because I don't care about the viewers. Yeah, it's the listeners that really earn my heart.
You're not looking at them either.
I'm looking in their souls, and I don't like what I'm seeing.
Why you gotta come back to the viewers? The grass is greener where you can see grass.
The ass is greener on the other side. He's right about that. Distractible is a show that you need. It's not the show you deserve. It's the show you get. We have destroyed all other podcasts. We're the only one left. I'm sorry and you're welcome. I am your host today because that's how it works. My name is Markiplier. I judge things. These guys' things. The things that they bring me, I'm going to judge, and then I'm going to put them on my non-branded, I'm not talking about it, I'm just very happy to have it, score sheet. Digital score sheet. Is that against the rules? I'm remembering a bylaw that might have been...
Theoretically, it gets the rules, but I want you to enjoy things, so I'm not going to put up a fight.
I won't either unless I lose.
If we lose,
This is officially a red flag moment, so if you guys remember by the end of the episode, whoever loses has a very legitimate red flag to throw. But I think e-ink does qualify as physical because it's physically like etch-a-sketching to the top.
I will give you this if you start calling it ink.
Mark just grabs a real piece of paper, like, never mind.
I'm getting the points out. Here we are.
No, I mean, that's true. That's fair. It requires electricity, but once it's been electrified, then it is written physically. It's pretty much counts.
Yeah. I don't know how it remembers each time, but I guess it's just all instructions for the whatever magnets are happening there.
Yeah, it must just like save whatever the last screen was and then and the ink goes back where it's supposed to go.
It really freaks out about the color, but I think that's got to be a very particular process to do that. Not sponsored by this thing. That's why I didn't say what the name of it was. But if you pay me many, many dollars, I will say the name of this out loud and happily too.
That's good marketing.
I don't know if they have any left because I get about 19 ads for that thing on my Instagram every single day. It's like the only ad I get on Instagram. They really think I need to take a lot of e-ink notes.
You'll cave.
I mean, I always do. Like I'm not buying stuff that I see repeatedly on the internet, please.
Oh, you mean ink.
Wade, I'm giving you -1.
Okay, what do we say? Ink! Is that better?
Keep trying. Keep vamping. Explore that. Really get in there.
Or in like Spanish, ink?
Ink?
Because E is pronounced A and I is pronounced E, so ink.
Sometimes E's are pronounced A's in English too.
I don't care about English.
I would have given you points if you said that in Spanish right then and there. That would have been worth something. But as it is right now, that's not worth any points.
No care de los ingles.
No, bad.
My ropa, my ropa, changeo my ropa.
Okay, that's a very personal story you're bringing up.
It's a personal story you've told like twice on the podcast.
I'll tell it again. So here I was, barbecue sauce on my ice cream.
Oh, yeah, I prefer barbecue sauce on the titties.
Anyway, I saw this headline. This is not going into small talk or the episode. I just saw it. Trump's NATO pick used to work for company offering a, quote, masculine toilet for well-endowed men. And I know you, good news, guys. I know we've all suffered the problem. Dick so huge, just literally dunks in the water every time you are standing to pee. When it sits down, you know, it could get lost in the drinks.
Yeah, it's so big, it has its own sitting posture.
It's really dangerous if you accidentally bump the flusher while you're sitting down, tell you what.
Yeah, I had to modify a garden hose crank wheel to wheel it all back up. And now I don't have to fear for that on the toilet.
Something about scroto-rooter.
You guys ever put it in and then flush it just to get a flush job?
Just to feel something?
Just a flush job.
Call the plumber, be like, there's something clogging my pipes. It's me.
I know why you've had all those water problems, Wade. I get it now.
Why do you think I got the power flush?
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. I think this toilet was already for sale. Actually, probably the company's shutting down because he's gonna go work for NATO now.
I'm glad NATO's getting access to masculine toilets.
Sounds like the kind of toilet where it's designed for in case your junk is too big, but also every time you sit on it, it makes a fake splashing noise just so that anyone within earshot knows your penis splashing the water in the toilet, because that's how big it is.
My secret splash button.
You sit down, a voice goes like, "Whoa there, big guy. Let me make some space for you."
I don't know if I'm a big enough toilet for you.
It's got a whole soundboard to make sure every time you're in the bathroom, it's masculine enough.
It's actually a toilet seat cover as well. You take it with you in the airport bathroom so everyone knows. Watch out, big dick coming through. Okay, enough of that. That's all. Small talk. How you guys doing? Or big talk.
I need to talk about refrigerators.
Oh shit.
I feel like I should get mine out quickly before that happens. I can't follow him up on this.
I thought you were just gonna say I don't have anything at all. What do you have?
You've got gold. You're sitting on gold.
We'll see about that.
Oh no, I'm not supposed to use this mug.
Why not?
This is Amy's mug.
Well, good thing there's no video evidence of you betraying that trust. Let me just, hey Mark, can you hold it up again real quick? Let me just, all right. How many points is this blackmail worth?
Editors, blow this mug up.
I've seen you already take several drinks from that. You carried it all the way into your office. Did you sincerely just realize that it's
I just realized it because I pulled it straight out of the dishwasher and flipped it around, and I was in such a hurry to like, okay, I need coffee. I need to get in here. I only looked at it right now. She's not going to be like mad or anything, but it's just.
I mean, you just, when you're done, just go wash it and stick it back in the where it goes and it'll be fine.
That's why I'm not allowed to use her mugs. Because I don't wash them.
I don't know if I want any more of this particular small talk. We're going down a lane I don't know if I can come back from.
I appreciate your honesty, sir.
Do you treat it like a pan? It gets more seasoned the more coffee goes in without wash?
Oh, of course. Yeah, you got to season it with like old cream.
You got to season your coffee cups.
It's time for Bob's Fridge Part 2, which will be the name of this episode, whether or not I actually have a topic. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, we live in Ohio, which means we have a basement fridge. And 2 weeks ago, our basement fridge, I think Mandy went to get ice cream and she grabbed it. You know, ice cream's hard when it's frozen. She literally grabbed it. It was like slosh, squish. It weren't cold no more. The freezer was more of a refrigerator, and the refrigerator was just a very small room in the basement. So we were like, let's get a new fridge. Damn it, because we had Thanksgiving coming up. This was 2 weeks ago. So we were like, we got time. We'll go and we'll pick one out. And we were like, oh, you know what? We have some complaints about our upstairs, our main fridge in our kitchen. It's fine, but there are a couple things we wish were different. What if instead of getting just like a cheapo one for the basement, what if we get ourselves the one we were dreaming of for the kitchen and then move the kitchen one downstairs? That'll be fine.
Great move. Yeah.
Turns out the one we actually want was really expensive. And we looked at it and we were kind of like, ooh, how badly do we want that? Turns out you can buy refrigerators that have been returned. We found an open box refrigerator that was over $1,000 off. It was almost half price of what the fancy, like top of the line, bougie, ridiculous, unnecessarily cool fridge was. And we were like, oh, that.
It had a dent. It was from San Francisco, right? Someone's side yard?
It had a dent on the back.
Oh.
And it was listed. It had like a couple dents where you couldn't see them. And it was like, oh, and it doesn't come with documentation. And I was like, I don't read those anyway. That's fine. That's just less shit that will be piled in that one cabinet where I put all the manuals I've never read for all the things we own. But anyway, we were like, well, this is just a bargain. And it works. And we looked and it was documented as working. And we asked the guy and he was like, yeah, if it's out here, it works. Should work. Don't worry about that. And we were like, we won't. And so we ordered it to be delivered last Friday. And it was. Oh, there's a thing that happened before that. So refrigerators, we're moving them. Turns out when people deliver refrigerators, they don't move ones up and down and all over the fuck. So we had to pay guys to come before we got the new one to switch the broken one to the upstairs, whatever. If you ever design a kitchen, you have to design the opening of the kitchen so that it's as wide as a refrigerator is. Can I just say that? I didn't even think, I measured doors. Well, Mandy thought to do this. Mandy measured doors. We measured hallways. We measured everywhere. We were like, yeah, all these places where a fridge might not, whatever. And we measured and it just fit. I never once imagined I should measure the kitchen that the fridge was in to see if it would fit. So me and the 2 guys we hired had to physically pick up the entire fridge and carry it beneath the lights, but above the countertop and between the wall. Like it fit exact. It was like a 3D puzzle. It fit in one orientation at one height, and we still scratched the absolute fuck out of the corner of the wall. And I'm going to have to go ahead and repaint that. But I was helping. And honestly, those guys were really chill. They did a great job and they were very helpful. The first fridge comes, and this whole time, Mandy and I are like, oh my God, fucking fridge delivery. We didn't get it from Lowe's, I'll tell you that much. And spoiler alert, we're not getting any more from this new place either, ever, for the rest of our lives.
You're on a fridge blacklist, man. No one's going to sell you
Literally, I'm running out of places to buy fridges from. But so the whole time leading up to the fridge delivery, we were like, there's no way it's going to go wrong, right? Like, they can't mess it up. They have to bring it in the door and go 20 feet. The kitchen's right there. They couldn't possibly fuck up the delivery. Aside from the fact that apparently they deliver fridges before God himself wakes up. It actually did go fine. I knew it would happen, but when we ordered the fridge and they were like, okay, well, we don't know what time until like the day before. They'll send you a message, but your delivery window is between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So of course our fridge was delivered at 6:30 a.m. Because why the fuck wouldn't it be? I wouldn't be so mad if that was the only time I had to wake up before 6:30 a.m. for a refrigerator. But we'll get to that. Anyway, we're dreading this. It happens, and the guys are actually awesome. They take the old one, no problemo. They bring the new one in. Nothing in the house is destroyed. The fridge is not dented, or it's great. It takes literally 20 minutes between when they got there and I opened the door, and they're like, okay, sir, looks like it's all set up, and they leave. And I just look around, and I'm like, okay, we did it. Great. The fridge is on. You can feel it's like cold air is coming out. It's like, yeah. Oh my God. Okay. And literally, like, I shouldn't have unclenched because I internally, I was like, it didn't happen again. We've made it. You know how the one fridge we had wouldn't get cold no more?
Yeah.
Must have gave its disease to the new one as they passed going out the door, because it was an open box fridge, but it was literally like a brand new fridge that someone had delivered and then returned. I'm going to guess because it didn't work. But it looked brand new, like it had tape from the factory on it. But literally plugged in, got cold, and like it was getting cold and getting cold. But then it reached a point where it stopped, and we're like, that feels kind of like a fridge and a freezer. And I was like, I have thermometers in the other one in the base. We'll get some thermometers, and I like put them in there, and they have like zones on the thermometer, and one of them says not safe. And the other one says refrigerator. And the needle got right into the bottom quarter of that not safe and then stayed right there. And literally for 36 straight hours, it was like, okay, don't open the fridge. Give it a fighting chance. Let it cool down. Okay, it's been a couple hours. Open the fridge. The thermometer is still right there. Like, tink, tink, tink. Is it broken? What if we move them around? Well, we bought digital fridge thermometers, wireless fridge thermometers, so we could monitor the temperature without having to open it. Because if you open it, it lets all the coldness out. 2 straight days of fucking obsessively just being like, what temperature is it now? Oh, that's not cold enough. There was like a slow march down the path of sadness, because in the beginning we're like, well, it's only been 6 hours. It's only been like 10 hours, 12 hours. Maybe it just needs more. It's like an energy efficient fridge. Maybe it's only been 30 hours. How long do fridges take to get cold? It's only been 2 days. Maybe it needs like a week. How long do we let this go on for? We give up hope, right? We got this from Best Buy. I'm just going to throw that out there. This is from Best Buy, this experience. Because we were like, not Lowe's, Best Buy. Don't buy the fridges. Anyway, I call and I'm like, it's happening. It's happening again. And I call and I expect the guy to just be like, oh, I don't know. I call and the guy's like, oh man, no, that's really terrible, sir. No, look, yeah, no, well, let's set up an exchange. I think we can have a fridge out to you in the next couple days, which will still be before Thanksgiving, which was supposed to be today, this morning at God's hour. And he was great. And the whole time I asked him like a dozen times, I was like, okay, and you're just going to send us a brand new one, right? And we'll have to pay the price difference because we paid a steep discount on this one. Well, I don't even care. We'll get the brand new one. That way we know it'll work. And he was like, oh yeah. I got it all set up. They'll be fine, blah, blah, blah. All of this happens. I get it all sorted out and the sense of dread fades away for about 2 days. The fridge still isn't working. Turns out it doesn't need 4 days to get cold. It just isn't going to get cold.
Why didn't you turn the thermostat of the house down to the fridge temperature? That way it would cool the fridge from the outside.
He's got a point.
That is true. Maybe we didn't give that first fridge its fighting chance, but they were going to just give us a brand new one. And we were like, good, because Thanksgiving is coming. And in a couple days, we're going to have 14 people at our house expecting to eat mountains of food, from which I got out of the refrigerator probably is the plan. So it's all good. And today is the day they were supposed to come take the broken one and give us the brand new one. And at fucking 6:30 in the morning again, right inside our window of 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. They call before that, and then they show up, and they get to the door, and I'm like, yes, all right, hey, what's up? And the guy's like, all right, so we're taking away a fridge today, right? And I look at him, and I'm like, yep, and putting the new one in, right? And he looks, he does that thing where he's like, shh, shh, shh. And immediately, sense of dread floods back in, the dam is broken, and I am washed away in an eternal river of sadness. Fuck, and he looks right at me, and he's like, "No, we're just taking it." Okay, so there's like another truck or something, and he could tell I was immediately just on the verge of screaming, and I think just to avoid me getting mad at him, he was like, oh yeah, no, they do that, probably different truck, not us truck, we'll just take the fridge and be out of here. And I was like, okay, well, man, I should probably call and check on that. Do you have a number I could call? And he gives me the number, and I call, and while they're taking the fridge, I'm like on the phone with the customer support people, getting increasingly enraged. And the conclusion from the phone people is, oh, no, sir, we just have a return on the books for you today. We're just taking that back, and we're going to just issue you a refund, right? And I was like, no, in fact, very explicitly, no. Is there a recording of my phone call that I had for several hours with that gentleman who promised me a new fridge? And apparently there is. And apparently the recording and some information was sent to some manager somewhere who's not going to do a fucking thing about it. While I'm on the phone and this is happening, and I'm literally like, I had to get out like my disapproving parent voice. Like I literally at one point she was like, yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do, but I don't think we can get you a fridge before Thanksgiving. I would say just go back to the store and do like a new order. And I was like, that is unacceptable. This is not an outcome that works for us. Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving? You remember? Food, fridge, company, all that shit? And she was like, oh yeah, I've got lots of food in my fridge at home waiting for my company to come in. I was like, yeah, no, I know. I'm familiar. And like, I didn't actually scream at that lady because it wasn't her fault explicitly, but man, was she completely useless. And while this is all happening, the delivery guys are like slowly, quietly sneaking the fridge out the door, taking it, and they have it all loaded up on the truck, and I'm still on the phone. And at one point he comes in and he's like, sir, do you want to talk to you? And I'm like, and she just starts talking, and I'm like, hang on, talk on the phone. And they're like in the act of trying to sneak away like the Lowe's delivery guys did when I come out the door, because I'm finally free. I'm like, what's up? What did you want? And he's like, sir, I just wanted to make sure that this was not our fault. At which point I was like, man, you should have really just snuck away and not said a fucking word, huh? I don't know. I've worked in restaurants, and I get it that you don't want people to be mad at you. Every fucking step of the way, the guys who were at the house this morning were like, oh man, we don't have a fridge. Not our fault. We don't load the truck. We're sorry about that, but we didn't do it. Shut up. I don't think it's your fault, but you're the one who's here representing the fault. So, and I didn't even yell at them. I just got so quiet that I think I scared them away again, like I did with the first guys. Anyway, they left before 7. They were gone. Like the shadows at noon. That's fucking something. I don't know. Like
the shadows that Gandalf chased away when he came at the light of the first dawn.
Sure.
The 2 towers, you remember when he came down the hill all...
They looked to the east on the light of the third day, and there he was.
Gone, like my hair at 28.
And Pippin was like, do they have a fridge with them? No, they don't. They fucking don't. Got no fridges anywhere. Anyway, they're gone.
You know, at a fridge, the guy, the chancellor, whatever, the chaplain, the guy on the throne eating his tomatoes. Where do you think he got them from?
Palpatine.
Yeah, that guy. Palpatine, when he was eating tomatoes on the Death Star.
Vader, I prefer them fried.
I remember that movie very explicitly. I remember.
I'll have a Waldorf salad.
Yeah, no, I love those movies. That's a great franchise.
Young Skywalker after lunch.
The beacons of Gondor are lit.
Riders of Rohan.
Rohan will answer the call.
Is that Smoda?
I don't have Yoda, okay? I'm just trying to play along, but
I thought that was Smeagol and Yoda is like one.
Smeagoda?
Yoda.
My precious, you are.
Guests arrive in under 48 hours. 14 people arrive in under 48 hours. And right now our kitchen has an empty hole in it. And the best I could get was an answering machine at the actual Best Buy where we bought this from, which I will say was a lot of my experience previously. It's like an outlet, which is not a thing that's very common, but it's like a Best Buy outlet store. So they don't have a full staff. They don't always answer the phone. They're always kind of short staffed. But
Is it possible that it's just like a cardboard cutout of a Best Buy in front of this warehouse and it'll fall over and it's not really part of Best Buy?
and then what? It's a Lowe's.
Worst buy.
It's only an okay buy. They got me. Oh, that was the other thing. The one thing about the guy on the phone, he was great, but after a while, I talked to him and I was like, "Yeah, it's broken, and it's we need to fix that. We need to exchange." They tried to charge us for delivery after all of that, and I was like, "Please come fix, either fix or take this broken ass fridge." And he was like, "Okay," and that'll be $120 for delivery and disposal of a fridge. And I was like, try again. And he thought about it for a second and he didn't even say anything. He was like, "Oh yeah, can you hold a sec? I'm gonna go talk to my manager." But otherwise he was great. But they tried to charge us for delivery for the fucking fridge.
Well, to be fair, they got to deliver another one, man.
Well, imagine if they'd charged me for delivery to not deliver anything this morning at my house. The thing is, it's not over. I'm still living with the sword hanging over my head because when we found a local place, not a big box place, that had the fridge that we want and they could deliver it for a relatively expensive fee, but for still actually a really good deal on the fridge overall. They could deliver it tomorrow, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
So we got another podcast episode tomorrow then.
We still have an empty hole and we might have a fridge, but also we don't. And I literally just don't even have hope that it's going to happen. Like we left that store and I was like, better find the next store we're going to try and buy a fridge from. There's no way these guys are going to come through. Like fucking
Dumb question. Basement fridge probably can't hold what you need it to hold.
We are like very stocked. Like the freezer probably couldn't hold another anything. And the fridge is like very full. It's one of those where everyone, people show up on Thanksgiving, at least in our family, everyone's going to show up with like a dish that they brought, right? Like they're going to bring, and they're going to be like, "Oh, stick this in the fridge." And it's like, but also it means to cook anything. I'm about to have to cook a whole shitload of food. I have to go up and down to the basement, which is a very first world problem, but it's just like an extra pain in the ass, right? I'm cooking food for 14 people. It's not a thing I do a lot.
Well, 16. Molly and I are coming too. I know you didn't invite us, but.
But anyway, this was not nearly the hilarious calamity that the first time was. But why the fuck can't I just buy a fridge? If the one comes tomorrow and it's good, that's going to be the fourth fridge that I've bought in 8 years. That's way too many.
Toilets and plumbing, fridges. Mark, fuck you, I guess. I don't know. But
oh, man, you could have gotten the segue point. You were so close.
Can't believe you didn't get that.
Oh, I was like, oh, he's going to chuck it over. It's going to be so perfect. Yes. Oh.
Tell me what I should have said, and I'll say it to get the point.
Anything that I have been buying a lot of. Any single thing that I've been doing a lot of lately.
Glauber salt.
No, not lately, man. Anyway, Bob, that was great. I want to know the customer service when the fridge didn't work. Did he go, "Oh no," or did he go, "Oh no, that's terrible"?
No, I didn't get Bill Hader on the phone when I called. That he seemed sincere, but he might have just been a good actor.
Because I'm thinking if it was a fan and they knew you, they're like, content potential. Oh my. Oh yeah, we'll get you a fridge, all right. Anyway.
Best Buy and I are off forever now, which is sad because I used to like Best Buy. That was one of my favorite places to go. I'm done.
It also could be, and I'm probably going to head off a lot of people on the subreddit. There's a thing about refrigerators. When that new one was installed, did they have to turn it sideways and get it up over like all the counters and stuff?
No, that's the thing. Yeah, because I know refrigerant has to like settle, and when you buy like mini fridges and stuff, you have to like set them upright and let them settle for like 24 hours before you turn them on. No, this fridge was shipped upright. It went upright straight in our big wide front door, and then there's literally like a 8-foot wide path all the way straight to where it went. So there was no shenanigans. And the one we did have to do acrobatics with works fine. Worked immediately. Didn't even think about that when we did that.
8-foot path. So you have what, like 6 side yards now? How rich are you?
That's all inside, baby. I live in Ohio. We got everything.
You said Ohioans have basement fridge. I think a lot of Ohioans also have garage fridge.
If we had a big enough garage, I would rather have a garage fridge, but we don't have that kind of garage.
I have the strongest urge to dig into the ground to make a basement. I yearn for a basement. They're not out here.
Isn't that bad in California to have basements?
See, I don't know if that's true because like earthquakes are an issue, but at the same time, if you got a house on the ground, why can't you have a house below the ground as well? I'm like,
yeah, I've always wondered there must be a way to construct a basement that would still be earthquake like certified or whatever. Maybe it's more expensive. I don't know, but
there's that tunnel lady, right? And her only issue was that she publicized it and made videos of it. If I just start digging, who's gonna know?
Nobody.
Yeah, apparently it's trying to maintain the structural integrity of houses while you have basements with an earthquake. And also apparently a lot of the reasons basements are a thing in colder states is to have pipes and stuff down there to limit their exposure to freezing, which you don't have to worry about.
You're in a basement right now, aren't you?
I am.
We both are.
Damn. God, I wish I had a basement.
And I've got no windows, just dirt and walls.
I have no windows, just ghosts.
Did you ever figure out what that was?
I did figure out what that was, actually. So I can't see it from here, but so I'm on like the basement's divided with like a half wall. So I'm kind of in a part of the basement, but on the other side of the basement is like the normal basement stuff. It's like there's some couches, there's a TV, there's a fridge, the only fridge. For whatever reason, the TV had turned itself on to a photo slideshow. So, and it was doing this thing where it was like sliding them around in a grid. So it literally was the reflection of people in pictures from across the entire basement moving back and forth and just getting caught randomly on this corner of the reflective TV thing behind me. But I can't see that at all from my entire office because I stood up during that episode and looked and didn't put together TV slideshow pictures.
All right, well, mystery solved.
I mean, it's ghosts.
Ghosts! Good, good, good. So we're going to move on to the meat of the episode and let Wade, you got something else?
I got green tiles for my second Hanabi set. Westchester Toys guy has been very nice to me. A very great guy. Shout out Westchester Toys again, because now I've got 2 Hanabi sets and extra blues. I want to play so bad. You guys want to play some Hanabi?
We're kind of doing something here. Can you play that over the internet? Could we do an episode where we just play Hanabi?
Tabletop Sim might have it.
Yeah, that's true. They might. So the reason that there was a potential segue point is because I was going to give anything for like anything that I've been buying a lot of and or having problems with.
Lenses!
Could have been, but it's too late now.
A segue.
This is either going to be Bob's Fridge Part 2 or it's going to be called Hyperfixation Station. I've got sad news, guys. I am out of hyperfixations.
Ooh.
I've been able to keep up a chain of focus on random things that I go way too deep into for almost a year and a half now. But right now, I don't need to buy any more lenses. My render farm is working. All the computer parts that I've got actually go together, minus some errors here and there. But honestly, the actual obsession that I had for it has kind of gone away. Cameras, I got the camera I need. I don't need an upgrade for many years. You know, computer stuff. Yeah, I got a few issues, but I'm running them into the ground anyway. So it's like I'm going forward. I have nothing in my life that I can fixate upon. So I need to turn to my friends to come up with potential future hyperfixations that I am going to become enamored with, that I will become obsessive with, I will spend thousands of dollars upon. I will talk to you guys endlessly about. This is your chance to kind of guide the next 6 months of my life, maybe one, maybe a few weeks, maybe a couple days. Not sure. Guide it in a way that you can accept what I'm talking about and what that obsession is. The person who I pick the obsession of or listing out, I will get points for that, and I'm going to let you think about it because I have never had to pee so bad in my life. I might become obsessed about peeing.
Okay.
Product, physical, action, exercise, masturbation, drugs, alcohol. Could be anything. I'm going to. I have to go.
Well, we both know the correct answer is horse semen, but we can't give him that one.
Imagine if we could get him into that, though.
Imagine horrible delivery service with horse semen. Like, I got defective horse semen. Be a hell of a story.
God, how do you know it's defective?
That's a question for him, I guess.
It's not really for use like that. I don't.
I don't know. All right, so what's the worst thing that we can agree upon that he has to start collecting?
I want him to start to collect Heelys. I have no idea why, but just to become really hyper focused on Heelys.
It's gonna be really bad for him. He already broke an ankle with normal shoes walking a dog. Imagine with Heelys.
He's just in fucking different casts every week.
Brakes don't work.
What? Wait, maybe we were doing this wrong. What would we like to hear about?
Oh, that's true. Hey, man.
Listen, you can't make handshake deals because I'm the judge, and whatever you did, I hereby irrevocably revert.
Do it.
Whoa! Ah, you got us, Mark. We didn't make any handshake deals, Mark.
All right, that's good. I like that. Then why were you so suspicious when I came back?
I wasn't. I literally said, oh, hello, or whatever I said. I was just, that's how I greet people.
And I'm always suspicious.
It's because he's bald.
But it's time for hyperfixation.
Hold on. Time out.
What?
The fuck what happened with the pregnancy thing, man? Why, oh why, have I been harassed everywhere?
No, that's interesting. Let's address that, yeah.
My mailman's like, congrats on the pregnancy. What the fuck's happening?
Dude, I don't even know. So there I was doing a I'm back stream, and there I was talking about, I said like, yeah, I'll have something to say at the end, some fun stuff. But anyway, so my uncle passed away and yada, yada, yada. I was talking about that. And then chat was just like, you're pregnant? Male pregnancy? Pregnant? And I'm still talking about it, like, ignore it for a little bit. And it just catches on. And I'm like, yeah, I was real sad, but, taking care of a family and being there was good. Pregnancy? Pregnant? I told them that, like, all right, anybody who's into M-preg is cringe. And I called them out on that. I was like, and that didn't stop them. And so I was basically like, hey, I heard that congrats on the pregnancy. And I said, like, no, not me. It's Wade.
So it was annoying you, and you couldn't stop it, so you deflected it to us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking about a very personal thing, and they wouldn't stop talking about pregnancy, so I diverted them. I diverted the flow.
Oh, we've all lost uncles, man. But this world didn't stop for mine a year ago.
Look, it just I needed to. I Tai Chi'd it away, and look, if, you can Tai Chi it to someone else. Just no, it's not me.
Yeah, now we're impreg friends. It's gotten worse.
Look, it's just the way it is. If they want to be cringe, you gotta just point the cringe somewhere else.
People come to my Twitch stream the first time chatter, and all of it is like, Wade pregnant, Bob Mark daddies, Tyler daddy, Ethan daddy.
What I'm hearing is your friend sent you a lot of viewers to your Twitch stream, and you're just moaning about it and complaining.
I don't want those little shits.
Why don't you want to blacklist pregnant, Wade? You got an announcement coming that you don't want to be able to talk about? What you doing?
Look, I might be not as in shape as I used to be, but it's not because of a baby bump.
Okay, what is it about?
A foodie bump.
He's just lying. He's covering.
So you're into feeding. I get it.
Is that vor? No, that's whenever someone's inside of you.
He's into vor. You heard it.
Vor preg?
Oh.
I hear Mark. Guys, next Mark stream, make sure you let him know.
Man, you've lost so many points.
You know what? You lost points for me too. Wait till I host next if I ever win again.
Well, anyway, all right, back to the topic at hand.
Oh yeah, we gotta help you with shit.
Now that Wade's lost himself another point, we're here.
Oh, eat my ass. Take another.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, hurt me. I want you to hurt me. You want to know what I'm really into?
Yeah, okay, we'll get to it later. I'll hold off on that. Wade, you've gone first enough. We're gonna let Bob take a turn.
All right, my turn.
All right.
I have one. I can't let go because it's ridiculous. It's just expensive. Are you familiar with Metmo? Metal in motion, I think is what that stands for.
Mo.
It's a company that makes finely machined metal kerjiggers. They make pens, a screwdriver type thing. The things that they make that I'm interested in the most is they make these like fidget toys where it's like such a precisely machined piece of metal. It's just two pieces of metal. One fits inside the other, but it's like almost an airtight seal. The one I really like is called the Piston, which is I think one of their new ones. And it's literally just a piece of metal that slides into another piece of metal, but it's like airtight. Like literally it's like there's a spring in there, but it's just air pressure. Their stuff is ridiculously expensive for what it is. Cause it's just, you could buy like a $2 fidget spinner to get a similar type of fidgety enjoyment. But there's just something about like a perfectly machined piece of brass with the knurling and it just looks so satisfying. And they only have a small roster of products, but even they make one that's just like a pen that has like threads on it. So it just looks so cool.
It looks so cool.
I just want to see how satisfying that is.
Okay, this is a great start. Wade, you're being crushed. This is awesome. The cool thing that this reminds me of is like water cooling. The fun thing about water cooling parts is that there's so many little different parts that also go into different little things. I would love a larger ecosystem of this, but I do love this. I've never heard of this at all, and I'm shocked, but this is super cool.
I don't have no concept of how big this company is, but it's a company in the UK. It's just I can't let it go. I stare at their website and I'm like, oh, but it's expensive. Oh, but I need to see what that's like. God,
yeah. The tool bundle alone, just 2 tools, like a wrench and a screwdriver, $262. Oh,
the pen is like $120.
Oh,
the cube one is $320. It's a steel cube that has 2 inserts. Like, this is why I don't have one, but also I just can't stop staring at it.
320? Did you say that already?
$320 for the Mark III Steel Metmo cube. They literally do limited drops and sell out every single time. They never have stock. They sell all of them.
Engineering of that precision is very difficult to do. So I do understand the level of precision that has to fit into each other. And they definitely don't carve it out of the same thing. They carve it from 2 separate sources, then carve it into each other. So you need that precision twice, because if you cut it out of the thing that it's in, even with a laser, you're going to ablate away too much so that it wouldn't fit like that. You have to machine it from the cube, and then you have to machine the 2 parts, and you have to machine the holes. It's difficult to do, not impossible, but yeah, even then it shouldn't be that expensive. It definitely shouldn't be.
The cube is made using some technique called advanced wire EDM, which I have no idea what the fuck that is. Some kind of
electronic dance music.
Yeah, that's it.
But apparently it requires a lot of something that costs an insane amount of money because it's just so fucking expensive. But anyway, that's an interesting one because I feel like that's one where it's like a lot of hyperfixations. It's like, oh, there's a lot of stuff to buy. There's like little bits. And so you buy like little chunks here or you find a little thing. This is one for me where it's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy one, but when there's a new video that comes out on someone playing with a thing, I'm like, oh, I gotta see what that looks like.
I like it. Great start. Wade.
Young me is so excited for this. I don't know if you care much about it, but I hope you do. How about collecting dinosaur bones and building your own fucking dinosaurs like in your house, man? You collect them bone by bone. It's legal to buy and sell from private collections that are legally obtained. You could just have a fucking T-Rex or a skull in your background and be like, no, that's not paper mache. It's an actual fucking dinosaur. Because you know what's cooler than metal being sculpted? Mother Nature 1 billion years ago, which is not exactly when dinosaurs were here, but like, you know, you get dinosaur bones. You can actually have real dinosaur bones. How cool is that?
It's not a direction I would have ever thought of, so originality is definitely there. I'm not sure how much it costs, but you know, do they have refurbished dinosaur bones?
I mean, there are a couple of different places. There's a place called fossilera.com. I've done no vetting. I've done no venting or vetting of these sites, so I have no idea the legitimacy or anything else, but there's some ethical questions apparently about this, which I'm not sure.
Oh, ethics. That's not a hyperfixation concern.
And you'd be displaying them like you're a content creator, right? That would be right behind you.
I just want the rush. They're not for display. It's just for me. I want the rush of it.
Originally, this started with I found a place where you get like a T-Rex tooth. I was like, oh, that's cool. Then I was like, well, if you can have a T-Rex tooth, can you have like more of a T-Rex? And apparently the answer is yes.
Okay, you can get on this website, you can get an articulated hadrosaur caudal vertebrae from Montana, a fossil iguanodont dinosaur sacrum. You can get the sacrum of a dinosaur.
It's like Exodia, man. You can get the whole set and build one.
And when you get the whole set, it comes to life and it'll destroy your enemies. Yeah, no, you can get a sauropod metacarpal hand bone, which is 14 inches long. Good Lord. Tyrannosaur phalanx bone. Wow. This is the real deal. You can definitely get it. Okay, this is a very good suggestion because it goes deep. It's something very niche, and it would be entirely for my own personal gain, and I wouldn't share it with anybody.
Dude, I would have loved as a kid to have access to real dinosaur bones. It'd be so cool.
All right. I mean, one of these is going to be my next hyperfixation, so this is a good option. I do have to say though, it's a lot of teeth, a lot of vertebra.
Don't blame me, blame God.
All right.
I didn't design the body, man. You want it to be a hyperfixation. It'll last while you get all those teeth.
All right. Well, thank you. That's a great suggestion.
A better defense from like people breaking into your server farm than a T-Rex guarding it, you know?
A pristine serrated Tyrannosaurus tooth is the most expensive item on this, which it has a video to prove it. $17,000
For just the tooth?
Just one pristine 3-inch tooth.
God dang.
All right, everyone, we're going up to 5 Distractible episodes a day for the next 3 years.
I mean, the sacrum costs $5,000, so the butt bone of this thing,
I don't think my ass is worth that much.
put it up for auction.
How much would you pay for our asses?
A good question to ask.
Who you asking?
The viewers, the listener, the viewers specifically. Fuck the listeners, right?
Listeners aren't allowed. This is a viewer-only auction.
Yeah, if you're going to view our ass, you got to pay for it. Or wait, no, if you're not going to view our ass.
Listeners may bid on the right to hear our ass, but they may not bid on the right to see it.
They're separate rights. Very separate.
This is like mineral rights and oil rights, and it's complicated. Wouldn't understand.
Yeah, a single vertebra can cost anywhere between $755, probably lower than that, to $1,345.
Collecting the whole set's going to be tough.
I'm sure it's not as easy, and I don't think it's easy, but I'm sure it's not this simple. You know what it sounds like to me? Is there's good business in making really accurate replica fossils.
I mean, is that your suggestion for hyperfixation? How to con? Ooh.
Look, who really gets hurt? They get to own the bones of the creature they love, I guess, or whatever that is, and you just make a little money off of a person who was going to spend that money anyway, and you know, what if it's just paper mache and a little watercolors? Same difference. They get the same enjoyment as long as they believe it's real.
Unrelated note, did you guys know that I've got the Mona Lisa in my house, and apparently Mona Lisa is spelled with 2 S's in Lisa? I didn't find that out till I bought it.
Huh. You got the Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
Now the Mona Lucy is the most valuable one.
How many NFTs can we make that are just Mona Lisa puns? I want a risque one that's called the Mona Lisa.
I got the Moana Lisa, the Hawaiian version.
I got a Jar Jar one. It's the Mona Lisa.
I want a Simpsons themed one that's called the Mo and Lisa.
I got one that's actually just the background only. It's No Mo Lisa.
I got one that's wearing a hat and got a beard called the Gnome Lisa.
I've got one that's just a girl cutting to the front of the line called the No Me Lisa.
I got one that's as a Time Lord, and it's the Chrono Lisa.
I'm not going to give any more Lisas.
Okay, all right. Then that's it. All right.
I guess that's how many we can make.
Okay, but Bob, what's your official new hyperfixation for me?
I've got just the thing for you. It's not expensive like the ones we've been talking about. It's probably for what it is a little pricey, but it's very cool. Come with me on this one.
I'm ready.
Marbles. Not just marbles. Mark, have you seen Marbula 1?
I have, and I was hoping you were going to go there because I actually know what you're talking about.
Dude, Marbula 1 is one of my favorite YouTube series. YouTube.com/Gels Marble Runs, I think, that's the people who originate and make, because their content gets stolen everywhere and put on TikTok and everywhere in the world. But I think this is the place it comes from. They have a bunch of different series, but the Marbula 1 series is by far my favorite. They have teams memes, they have cheering sections, they have different raceways. The number of things that you could do with just collecting different types of marble runs and then putting them together in different configurations, and then the way they produce the content, they have like action shots. They'll have like a camera around a corner, and as the leaders are coming, they do the old like meow, the old Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's just a meme of just Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's giving an interview and he's answering some question about, but he just goes meow, and it's like it's just a meme that gets used a lot.
No, I do know about this, and I know there's a lot of knockoff ones, but they have announcers like calling them. They have trackers of all the thing. They're really well produced, and they're captivating to watch. It's kind of like the Subway Surfers in the side of content, but it's Subway Surfers itself. Me and Amy, we've watched it before, and we've been like, green's gonna win. No way. Striped red is it all the way. Really entertaining.
I really appreciate the crowd. They have shots of the crowds and the different fan sections, and they actually stop motion animate them. And if you look, like each marble in the crowd is moved slightly. So like it's a real, they're cheering and the signs go up and down. And every time I watch those, I'll get in rabbit holes where I'll watch just like a bunch all at once. And I'm like, I could probably buy some stuff. I could probably have my own Marbula 1, my own world.
I think they 3D print some of these raceways. I'm looking at the latest videos, and I noticed some of the obstacles are really interesting. They're like little.
I think they do because they make new ones and update them, and I don't think they're all like production things. I think that they sort of craft their own little world.
So is my hyperfixation getting into like making a competitor marble run?
Well, I think it starts with investing in buying some entry level stuff, but it leads to a room filled with 24 3D printers constantly pumping out your new concept for your newest marble run customization obstacle that you're like, it leads down a lot of sort of ancillary fixation paths.
It does. I won't give you points for all those accessories just yet, but that is a clever strategy to get me down those paths. I'm gonna definitely Marbula 1. Nah, I can't give you all of 3D printing. Wait, steal 3D printing right from him.
I mean, this is maybe close, but not quite 3D printing, because I'm not going to do that.
He's literally offering you points.
Nope, not taking them. Not taking the bait. It's a trick. I know better. Not falling for that one.
He got it. Oh man, I thought I had you. Wait, I thought I had you.
Mark, have you heard of battle bots?
I have.
Did you know you can sometimes find and buy battle bots?
Like after they've been in the battle, kind of crushed up.
Who do you think he is, William Osmond?
You're saying I'm like William Osmond?
Listen, I've got Hypershock, as seen on TV, for sale. Almost a fourth of its normal price. Now only $69,999.99.
Was Hypershock any good?
Dunno, but you can get it for $70,000 instead of $225 right now, except for it's sold out. But when it gets, you can collect battle bots.
Wait, all right, okay, wait. Where was this battle bot for sale?
I found links to old listings that have expired, like on eBay and such, but people sell battle bots.
Ooh, it's something. Did it win?
You think I watched? I don't know anything about battle bots.
I don't see a lot about it winning, but it has some interesting stories.
Oh man, it's on sale too. Down from $225,806. That's a steal.
But I found like different Reddit threads and other things where people have been like trying to help each other find them and stuff. So like there's a community of people helping others find them. Seems like they're always in the 10 grand plus price range, but like, you know, these are true warriors.
You're right. I mean, this is one I could. It's definitely an interesting hyperfixation because it taps into like my engineering side. I want to build them, tinker with them. There's a lot to do.
Battle them.
All right. No, I'll count that. All right. Bob, are you going to fall for the 3D printing trap?
Listen, Mark, I don't know if you've seen this device that I have sitting behind me in my room here.
Is that a 3D printer?
Whoa, shit.
Whoa, look at that. Okay.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
if you're familiar, but that is a 3D printer. You know what you can 3D print, Mark? Anything you can imagine. Water cooling components? Almost definitely. Marble runs for Marbula 1? Definitely. Dinosaur bones? 100%. BattleBot parts? Yes.
You know, in all honesty, 3D printing is probably something I will become hyperfixated on in the future.
It seems like a thing you'd really enjoy.
I have a 3D printer. Amy uses it a lot more than I do. It's currently broken because it clogged up. Like it's the one that Bamboo Labs sent me that I begged for basically, and I was like, please send me one, and they did, and it's great. But it's like a pre-Kickstarter version of it. It's not even like the production one. So they've made modifications to the print head, like they've reinforced it and upgraded it, and they sell an upgrade kit, and I have it. I just haven't actually taken the time to go do it.
So new head breaks printer.
I'm nodding as if I understand the reference. I don't actually, but I'm like, yeah.
You don't know the Vine of no head and the guy like throws his phone and breaks his skateboard in half?
We should know it because Wade exclusively made that reference for quite a long time.
I know what you're talking about now. But yes, 3D printing, and especially because I haven't checked in on the latest advancements in 3D printing. So there probably is a whole new world.
That's some crazy stuff.
It's definitely getting more and more intense, and I think we all know that like the future of manufacturing probably lies in 3D printing advances, because there's certain things that you can do with 3D printing that you just cannot do with normal like reductive processes instead of an additive process. So it's like it's very very interesting. 3D, I'll give you the 3D printing point.
I don't know a lot about the tech, but I do know my current favorite form of 3D printing is carbon powder sinter printing. Basically, there's a bed of like carbon fiber dust, and then a laser fires into it and sinters it one layer of dust at a time. And that's how it 3D prints. And you end up with a 3D printed carbon fiber part. It's cool as fuck because you can just have anything you want made out of carbon fiber. And that's not an easy thing to get with traditional carbon fiber, like laying and epoxying and stuff type methods.
That actually is something that I would really like, because it does coincide with a lot of things that I want to do. I bet they're probably crazy expensive. I think the last time I checked in, those sintering machines are like start at $100,000.
Insanely expensive still. Very like cutting edge industrial. They don't make a Bamboo Labs home sinterer.
No, I don't think so. And it's like Bamboo Labs and things like it say they can do the carbon fiber like deposition printing, but it's not the same. It's very difficult, clogs all the time, and like
well, I think you still end up with different material properties at the end, right? It doesn't, the sintering is almost like you end up with like forged carbon as opposed to like layered, not even woven. Anyway, yeah. I don't know the details. I like it because it's cool stuff.
I honestly, this might be the one that I do obsess about because it seems pretty cool, and there's a lot of people in it as a hobby and as like a future of yada yada. But you know, it was right there, Wade. You had it.
It's okay. I got a better one. You ever look around online, you just see something like, oh, that's really cool. I wish I had that. Have you heard of 2D printing? You get a printer and paper.
All right. Okay, go on.
It's even one less D, so it's more convenient.
Ooh.
That's true. You know what? I think they really have mastered 2D printing at this point.
I thought about going the trading card route, but what about, Mark? I don't know, but you have this famous phrase from back in the day, where's the blacksmith? What if you were the blacksmith? Get a forge, melt down some metals, fucking hammer away some fucking swords and shit.
My brother did that for a while. It actually does seem kind of fun.
Actually, though, you might be onto something, because that's the original 3D printing, if you think about it. And the 3D printer's right up here and right in here. And what do I love to do? I love hidden things. I like heat. I don't like heat, actually, but I love air conditioning. If I have it when I'm working on the heat, it'll feel even better because of I'm hot, and then I'm like, the relief.
No, it's like a sauna. You go in and out when yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about that before. When I was a teenager, my dad built muzzleloader rifles, so he worked with someone that had like a garage blacksmithing setup. He forged the barrels and like had a big drill press to like bore out the long barrels for muzzleloader rifles, and like had some woodworking things. I loved that workshop. I think everyone yearns for the garage workshop. I don't know about blacksmithing, but Amy has like a big kiln, and those things get up to like basically blacksmith forge temperatures. And so the idea of having that in your garage and or in a workshop that you have is not crazy. It's not crazy. And it's really actually kind of cool. The idea of just like being able to do that shit, working with metal, and the same thing with 3D printing is like the big barrier of accessibility, like being able to make things out of metal, having a big CNC machine, you know, having metal 3D printers and stuff like that. They're huge barriers to entry. Forging metal in general is still like a crazy. We were just watching a video the other night about this big metal fabrication factory and smelter in Korea and watching all this stuff. There was some crazy shit. I thought it was like they were opening up a portal to hell because they had the big thing. They put all the scrap metal in, they light the furnace, and then they start sticking this massive like telephone pole sized pillar in it, and it's like shooting light as if there is a portal, like Stargate Atlantis opened up inside there, and it's just like the ceiling is just it was insane the amount of energy that goes into it. You couldn't have that in your home. But blacksmithing, I'm gonna put it on there. That's a good one, and I think we're gonna close with that suggestion. My future hyperfixation is in this list. I have Vorpreg on here, but that's a minus point.
It's still on there. If we're spinning a wheel, that has to be on the wheel.
And 2D printers use ink, not ink.
Bob, you got points for Bob's Fridge Part 2, Big Fridge Sale, God's Hour, Metmo, Marbula 1, and 3D printing. You got points for all those. Wade, you got points for Flush Job, Westchester Hanabi, fucking dinosaurs, not falling for it points, BattleBot, and blacksmithing. So if you count up just the additive points, you're neck and neck.
Yes!
However, Wade, you lost a point for Ank, you lost a point for Ink, you lost a point for Vorpreg. Even though that's on the list of hyperfixation, that is
which he might choose. I feel like if he chooses it, you should get that point back.
I should, yeah. I'll give a bonus point to one I pick, and if you pay attention to the score, I don't know if that's gonna.
Don't call it a comeback, baby.
Let's see. All right, so we got Metmo. I don't think that has the depth required, so I'm checking that out. Vorpreg, I'm just gonna check that out.
Whoa. It was on the list. You can't just choose, Mark. You need a wheel.
Oh, did I say that at the beginning of this? Or did I put it on?
No, you did not say that. Wade's just trying to harvest a win out of an absolute tragedy right now.
All right, let me put it. All right, I'll put a wheel on there.
Oh boy. Okay. Well,
all right, okay.
That plus 1 point will make all the difference for me.
Wade loses by over double score. Wheel.
All right, so I'm gonna share the wheel here, and this will be my hyperfixation from here on till forever.
I know which one I'm really, really hoping for.
All right, are you ready? Here we go! Please, no.
Oh, the most expensive one.
BattleBot! Well, 3D printing, depending on how far you go.
Yeah, they all could be pretty expensive.
I gotta admit, I am extremely not excited about BattleBots.
Yeah, me either. Respin.
All right, hold on.
BattleBots is fucking cool. All right, never mind.
Oh,
Yes! Yes!
All right, well, it's the second one. You have to choose it. You only get one veto. That's the episode.
Bob and I agree. Thank you, everyone.
This is the only condition under which I will accept Wade winning.
All right, well, even though technically I picked 2 of Wade's things, so he gets a point for each one I picked, that still doesn't put you up ahead, Wade.
That's okay, man. Just promise me you won't share any of your new passions with us.
I'm going to be talking about my passion in every episode, Small Talk, from here on out. You're welcome, everybody. Thank you, Wade. But congratulations, Bob. By 1 point, you have eked out the win. Wade, how do you feel about this loss?
I feel like this was unjust. I should have gotten extra points for Ink and Ink. I should have won by double digits, but you know what? That's okay. The real winner is you, Mark, because you have a great new passion you get to enjoy, and I'm excited for you and your future endeavors.
I can't wait to Google this.
And the real loser is Bob's Thanksgiving meal.
Yep, that's true. Yep, all of his guests are the real loser.
Look, the fridge is going to come tomorrow. Nothing bad can happen. Third fridge is the charm.
Well, it takes 60 hours to cool, so you can be able to use it in time.
It's going to be noon on Thanksgiving, and I'm going to be like, maybe fridges are supposed to be 48 degrees inside. Maybe I think wrong things about fridges. This must be how fridge.
You bought the refrigerator. You need the refrigerator.
Nah, this is the new food safety standard. It's still pretty safe.
All right, Bob, what's your winner speech?
Oh, was really honestly hoping it would be Marbula 1, just because I enjoy that very much. And I was hoping the next time, I come over to your house, you'd have like a whole room that's just like marble runs, and we could just do that instead of whatever probably I was coming over to do, like film a podcast or something. We just do. So feel free to do that. And also, there's a relatively decent chance I might do that because James would probably enjoy it as much or more than I do. No Marbula 1 in this house, but we'll see. Someday I just hope to have access to some of that. It's just exciting. It's an exciting future.
That is an exciting future.
Real quick about that. Growing up, I don't know. I've not seen more Marbula 1, so I don't know exactly what it entails. But my family had like a custom-made wooden like marble block set where you could like build your own track to send marbles and stuff down.
That's really cool.
I don't know if we still have it or not, but we had like a bag of marbles and we just had this big box of like wooden blocks with holes in them, and you could just build the marble thing. And some of them were like open so you could see the marble go through. Some of them were fully sealed, so it was like tunnels.
That sounds really cool.
It was really awesome.
That's good to know. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for your suggestions, Bob and Wade. The luck of the dice has dictated my future, but hey, it'll turn over in a few months. I'll be over whatever that is, and then I'll be on to the next thing, and I've got a list of things to be on to next. In all honesty, it's probably going to be 3D printing, because now that you reminded me about it, Bob, I'm looking up the new advancements, and I'm like, maybe.
There's really cool home resin printers now that you can do lots and lots and lots of stuff, and then you cure them in UV, and then they're basically, solid as steel.
John, my buddy John, he is obsessed with like metal sintering. He's like yearns for the day, but those I think are a little too pricey and dangerous, because the metal powder, if you breathe it in, you're gonna get lung death. It's very bad. All right, thank you. Follow the podcast. Be sure to do that, or else this podcast will fail, and then all of these laughs will be lost to the ether forever and ever. If you don't follow it, we die. Anyway, bye. Podcast out.